Looking towards applying under the sorry, Maria, what is CFA?
Consolidated funding application.
Funding application, that's it. For what would be the next phase of our comprehensive plan, which would be the zoning portion. Now, Josh, I just have to ask before you get in, the $150,000 that you're requesting in the grant, is that in your budget for next year?
It is.
So if we do not get the grants, it would be out of pocket?
Correct.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to speak to this before we open for questions?
I would just like to say if the board wants to move forward with this, we would recommend that the required local match be in-kind staff contributions rather than cash, because this will be a heavily involved effort with staff. So we might as well utilize our existing resources rather than expending funds.
Great.
Which is great to hear. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Would we need to state the local match as in kind in the resolution that we make, Kyle?
Yes, I'd recommend doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any further questions for Josh?
That's the question I was going to ask. So thanks, Josh.
Josh, do you have a budget of where you plan to spend the 150? Because I know Jennifer brought up last time using Bridget and Luke to do some of the communication styles and things. So have you given more thought to how we're going to use that 150?
Well, again, 150 is an estimate of the maximum of what I believe an effort like this will be. I did get clarification that any communications done in-house, as long as we include communication staff in our proposed budget, that could count towards the in-kind staff contribution. The majority of the funds, I would assume, would go to a professional consulting firm that would assist us throughout the process.
And when you say assist, do you mean assist in drafting the new zoning codes or assist in like scheduling a workshop to get resident input?
Naomi's enjoying the sweet sound of earning and saving money on vintage with 0 selling fees and free.
There would be a very large community feedback component to this. That would certainly be something that the consultants would assist us with. Obviously, they'd have to, whoever it may be, get up to speed in whatever the adopted comprehensive plan is, to have a full understanding of how to align the code with the plan. But again, I think a lot of the known issues with our code are known by the staff that are charged with administering it every day. So I think that, a lot of the nuts and bolts of what gets changed or tweaked or proposed would be coming from in-house. But we do want to utilize professional firms that, have done this across the country, are familiar with how to do things, best practices, et cetera. So,
But it's like the balancing act of using the funds for those workshops or using those funds to write the zoning changes. Like
I see it
or
as
are
being
you
a
guys,
combination of both.
is the town planning to do some rewriting of the zoning and code changes yourself?
We have a running list of things that need to be changed.
Yeah.
So we would be working very closely with whoever we ultimately hire.
And this is like a novice question on my side, but like internally to the town, do we have people that can write those changes? Or is that like writing those zone changes need to be done by an attorney or somebody? I don't know the answer to that, so I'm just asking.
Well, yeah, there would certainly be a legal component at the table.
Correct. Historically, drafting any code change has been a collaborative effort between the respective department and whoever the attorney at the time is.
Right.
So would that
Because
be
the department heads or whatever department the code is coming out of? They're going to know really the nuance of it and what they want to achieve, and then legal can just help kind of articulate that and get it into a clear.
So is Kyle, would you be involved in this drafting some of these changes? Is that
I think that would have to be up for discussion when that time comes around. I think the project itself is going to have to be scoped out. How much time is involved? I think it's premature to say whether or not I personally.
like the town attorney sometimes could
Yes,
be?
I mean historically when Josh's department wanted to make some changes to the code, I worked with him and Maria and Justo on drafting those changes. But this is going to be a much larger scale than that.
Yeah.
So I think
Correct.
that the project is going to have to be scoped out and then
Okay.
figure out who's going to be performing each of those tasks.
So Josh, does the grant require a detailed budget for the 150,000, or is it more just you're going to use?
Yes, no, we have to submit as part of the application, we do have to submit a budget. They provide us with the standard format of
Yep.
major categories, and yes, we have to propose how we want to utilize those funds.
So you'll include the town attorney and the communications department, I'm assuming, correct? And that part of that budget submittal?
Yes.
Okay.
When will the budget be done?
Well, the budget has to be done prior to the deadline of submission, which is July 30th. We have an internal deadline of next week to get most of our material to Gene O'Connell and Associates. There's a couple of vacations coming up before the end of the month, so we want to kind of have everything nailed down well in advance of the 30th.
Okay. I think we just have to be the max the in-kind and make the best use of the 150. If there's going to be a legal component, try and leverage that because it's a higher dollar value, and then leverage our marketing team because they're already on staff.
Right.
Like the rewriting the zoning code sounds like the most complex part of this.
It can tend to be very complicated.
So
Yeah.
that's just my 2 cents. The more we can use of this 150 for that,
Right.
the better.
The better. Okay.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. With that, I would like to move that we authorize Gene O'Connell and Associates and town staff to submit an application for the consolidated funding application, New York State DOS Smart Growth Community Planning Program grant requesting $150,000 with a 25% local match done in kind.
Second.
Supervisor Sheldon,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright,
Aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilman Hunter,
Aye.
Councilman Wagner.
Aye.